I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
All right, get a little bit closer to that weekend. It is the Thursday KVJ After the Show podcast. Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go. You guys do anything big this weekend? Set it off?
Yes, I'm doing a couple big things. I'm doing a party at my girlfriend's house, my fancy girlfriend's house.
Okay.
I'm very excited about that.
Yep.
And it's my anniversary, 13 years.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And Jbird is babysitting your son Rocco for 8 or 10 hours.
Camp Bird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still cat sitting my sister's cat, Gloria.
Rocco loves cats.
Oh, perfect. Okay. It's all coming together, huh? So nice.
I don't think I'm having a kid-friendly weekend.
No? Okay.
Oh, Rocco's seen some stuff. He's fine.
Yeah. He's never experienced a kid-friendly weekend in his whole life.
You're right. He's more mature than I am.
Yeah.
He can probably help you put some things together.
Good,
You're
yeah.
right. He really could help me put things together.
He really could. No, I'm just kidding. I'm looking for alternative childcare.
Okay. All right. Gonna try to find something so you guys can go. Do you have any plans? What do you do for the perfect anniversary?
So if we can find a babysitter, we will go out and have like a date night after our fancy party during the day on Saturday.
So how long are you really looking for a babysitter?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe a couple hours.
Okay.
It sounds like you're
No, definitely.
possibly interested in the gig.
Pique some interest,
But I
yeah.
have a guilt thing, and now I feel like I have to.
How about this? I would be willing to be flexible based on the bird's camp schedule.
Oh, wow. Okay. You work it out anytime, huh? You just need time to work a quickie in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, to make sure, Panda, love him like the way he needs to be loved.
Love him like the what?
Love him like the lover that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. You can get it all worked out, huh?
Rocco is CB.
Cock block.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have anybody. What about your neighbors, the nice neighbors that he loves?
So the thing about that is I don't ever want to burden them. They're retired. They're older. I feel weird about sticking Rocco with them. If we're home and he's playing with the neighbors that are all retired, great, fine. But I would only do that in an absolute emergency.
You're more comfortable sandbagging me publicly on the air and asking me when I already have plans.
Absolutely. Then now it's a bit.
Yeah.
No, it's lovely.
Was Miss Patty that I got to meet last weekend? Is she one of your
Yes.
neighbors?
Miss
Okay.
Patty is one of the ones that I love. Miss Patty gets her drink on. Miss Patty's super fun.
Yeah. Was she the one, and did I notice, because I turned around and I saw a woman that was a little bit older than I was, and were you talking about cum or something like that at that moment?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I thought there was something like that. I'm like, I feel a little odd because I don't know this woman, and not to judge a book by its cover, but I'm like, yeah, okay, I know how we get pirate talk sometimes. I'm like, I didn't know how she was going to feel about cum chat.
Miss Patty is fun.
Uh-huh.
She is not your typical senior citizen. She would not be offended
Okay.
by dirty talk.
All right. Okay.
She's fun.
Okay.
It is definitely a different show than the other show we do.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
It's definitely got a different vibe to it.
Yeah, no, she's cool.
Okay,
She gets naughty a little bit.
Oh, she does.
You can't go too hard, but she'll do naughty light.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Naughty Light.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a drink.
It does. Sounds like Natty Light.
It does, but yeah.
Go with that.
And Miss Patty's fun.
Okay. Well, that's good. Somebody had sent us, if you are looking for an adult beverage this weekend, Hard Mountain Dew, baby. Jack said, hey, man, YouTube had an advertisement for Hard Mountain Dew. I never knew they even had this. Anybody try it before? Kev's got 0 sugar.
That's our friend Jack from Maddie's Fight Foundation.
Okay.
We love him. He's the one that gave us that Dorito cheese. He's the one that gave us that old ass beer.
Okay.
He's always trying to find stuff for us to consume and ingest. I appreciate the work he's out there doing.
Looks like Walmart, ABC Liquors, Total Wine. Might be able to find it. They've got a Baja Blast mix. It's a variety 12-pack, pineapple punch, mango, some of the flavors that you can get in there, just 100 calories. All right, baby.
I wonder, that feels like that would fuck you up and then give you a toothache.
It's almost like, what is the Four Loko? Is that the one? It's
Yeah.
just a mix of insanity in a can?
I'd never want to see another human on that ever again because of Virginia. She came in flying real hot to Orlando,
Yeah.
all fucked up on her broom.
Yeah.
Four Loko and a bunch of Taco Bell.
Oh,
Dude,
geez.
she was drunk and gassy. And I had to
Hot
share
combo,
a room
yeah.
with her and her lovely husband. It was snores and farts. That's the name of your tag team wrestling duo. Snores and farts. You made a man get out and just pace for 3 hours.
Oh, like you didn't already have insomnia going into the weekend.
You're right. I was already having fucked up thoughts.
It wasn't us. You were just awake to hear the chorus coming from our mattress.
You didn't help
If you
it.
slept like a normal fuck face, you wouldn't have heard anything.
You're right. I'm just some creeper trying to bag 10 minutes, and all I'm doing is listening to your farts and snores.
We got to put you in a chamber.
Yeah, we're a little too close sometimes.
You might need like a soundproof chamber or something.
Thunderstorms calm me.
The classic variety pack, he says, Baja Blast, liveware, and watermelon flavors.
Baja Blast, it's a popular choice amongst the people. People
Okay.
love that.
It is a flavor at Taco Bell of a slushy, Kev.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's like a
Yeah, my
sweet
son gets that all the time.
Baja
That's every time he
Blast.
goes.
All
Yep.
the kids love it.
You
Yep,
know
he
what's
does.
good at Taco Bell? Have you had those cinnamon balls? It's got they're cinnamon balls.
Cinnaballs?
And then you and then you bite into them. It's kind of got
It's got cum?
it's got some cream in them.
Let's call Miss Patty.
All right. She likes talking about cum.
It's like a I believe they got some cum in there. If I'm chat room
Sweet
correct-
cum, though.
It's probably icing.
Yeah, no, it's got I believe an icing inside.
If I get one with real cum, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pissed.
They come warm and with a goo inside. But
It's icing.
yes, but then
I know you want to make it cum, but it's actually icing.
they're delicious. Let me just tell you, they're on my radar right now.
Okay.
The one thing that I have to say about the Hard Mountain Dew, I imagine it's malt liquor, would be my guess. And I found for me that's no bueno. But yeah, I do like the zero sugar part. So that's a good start.
Yeah. The zero sugar makes it sexy because the Baja Blast, how it normally comes, is not zero sugar.
Right.
That thing is like packed of sugar. The kids love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if you're a child, I get why you would love that.
Totally.
Yeah, that makes sense. So there you go. If that be your thing, you can set off your weekend with a little Hard Mountain Dew. It's all good. Shannon wanted to let you know that the Barenaked Ladies are going to be coming to Florida in concert to the Pompano Beach Amphitheater on October 21st.
October 21st.
What's crazy about that is a band that would benefit so hard if they got the whole band back together. If they two joined, the two main dudes, that would be so good for them.
If Steven came back.
If Steven came back and they got the whole Barenaked Ladies back together, I think that would be a huge story for a nostalgic crowd.
Is Steven still having trouble with substances?
I mean, that was 20 years ago, but the fact that they can't get together and they at some point were boys is so weird to me.
I know. And
what happened?
something must have happened crazy. I think Steven, remember he was in a house doing cocaine, left the front door of the house open, left the car door of the car he got out of open, and he was in the house, and the cops were just driving by the neighborhood, and they were like, car door open, that's weird. Front door open, that's weird. Let's go investigate. And then they walked in and found him like doing blow.
Yeah, he's the. It's been 1 week since you looked at me. And then the other guy is the one that sings like that.
Yeah. He's the one that wrote a lot of the kind of deeper, more depressed lyrics. I think Steven has the. Look, they're deep, they're meaningful, they're beautiful, they're so layered, but I think he may have the mental stuff going on.
It's just odd when you hear musicians or people in a band that they will not get back together because they really fucking hate each other.
Yeah, and it sounds like when you're making an album, it gets really tough. Because when you have those kind of differences, and for some people, they've likened it to going through a war. Hearing Sting talk about when they made Synchronicity, and it was just rough. The three of them really hated each other, hated being in the same room together, couldn't agree on anything. It was just nothing but fights all day long, and it wasn't fun for them. And so I get it. And you may say, look, my peace of mind is worth more than this.
Amen.
It's hard to keep a band together.
Yeah, no doubt.
It really is.
Yeah, when you're talking about passion and creativity.
So they're coming on October 21st. That's a Monday. I mean, what a shitty day to do a show.
Woohoo.
It's the wrong week. We're not going.
I'm going to be out of town that weekend. I'm going to a wedding where I have to be a bridesmaid. I've way aged out of that, but somehow I'm still a bridesmaid. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go see them on a Monday.
Do you have to wear everything that they're wearing?
Oh yeah, I have to wear like a bridesmaid's dress. I have to do like a bachelorette party. Like it's the whole thing. I'm too old to be doing this.
What the fuck is getting married?
My lesbian friend, the hot
that's
one.
right, yes.
She's getting married in Louisiana, so it's a wedding that I have to travel to. The whole family's going, so that's not cheap.
Okay. Is it New Orleans or outside?
So we're going to stay in New Orleans.
Okay.
But the wedding is in Baton Rouge, where LSU is.
Okay.
So it's like an hour drive.
I was reading reviews about different college towns and whatnot because I'm starting to get my mind wrapped around college football season is coming up and thinking about places that I haven't been. So I was reading reviews and different stadiums, the atmosphere and whatever. And people say, man, you go to LSU football game, especially at night, it's crazy.
Death Valley on a Saturday night is so jumping.
But so many people are saying Baton Rouge is such a shithole. That was a lot of the comments, that the town itself is just a shithole. Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
Okay.
I think that there are pockets of Baton Rouge that are a little rough, but
All right.
there's pockets of New Orleans that are really rough.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
I just think it's the disparity in income. You're going to have that. Mm-hmm. You're going to have areas that are, more struggling.
Sure.
All around the college, all around campus, around LSU is very nice. There are multi-million-dollar homes all around the lake that is all around LSU.
Sure.
Like,
Okay.
if you're going someplace close to campus, it's beautiful.
Okay. All right. So you might find something good in there. I was watching that Hip Hop Evolution, and they did one episode on hip hop that had come out of New Orleans. And they talk about the influences that they'd had there. It was pretty fascinating. You might want to do a deeper dive on it, Virginia. But they were talking about how it was the birthplace of what's called bounce music.
I love bounce. That's what I went to go see. Big Frida.
Yeah.
That's bounce.
And then it kind of turned into the big booty era, almost in Miami, a little bit of the
Yes.
same sound. But
Twerking. It's where it came from.
they said, when you're talking about New Orleans, it's, what do they call the wards? They're all numbered wards. I remember the ninth ward
Ninth
to come out
ward.
of the
Yeah,
Hurricane
yeah.
Katrina. But then there's like a third ward, a fourth ward.
Totally.
And that was what was going on, was all these wards, they're very territorial. And so a lot of the music would be calling out different wards. And there was one song that they would have that would shout out the different wards going through this song. And it was one of the first songs ever for bounce music. And they would play it in the clubs there. And they said it was just a signature for normal people to get the fuck out and for everyone else to start fighting. And it got to the point they couldn't play this song because everybody get territorial and be like, yeah, fuck you, Fourth Ward. And then they would just start fighting and tear the place up. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's not fun.
That's not fun at all. I mean, imagine you put one song on it. Just, all right, here we go. Let the ass whoopings commence.
I mean, yeah, New Orleans can be violent. There are definitely clubs that I wouldn't go in.
Okay. All right, so they're not going to be playing any bounce music at this wedding?
I love bounce music, but
right.
I don't know if this crew is a bounce crew.
Okay, not a bounce crew.
I
All right.
love it. I specifically went to Jazz Fest to go see Big Frida, and I love bounce music.
Okay.
I love all the entertainment that goes along with it. It's basically like a twerk contest on stage while the band and Big Frida are singing and performing.
Okay.
It is so entertaining and so good. And then you look around the crowd, and half the crowd is just as good as the people on stage when it comes to dance moves. Like, it's so fun.
Is it kind of like the "Come on, baby, kick them daisies"?
I think that's what
Booty,
it
booty,
led,
booty, booty,
I
booty,
think that's
booty,
what
booty,
it led
booty.
to. Yeah, I think that, in fact, I got to get deeper into the episode. I haven't yet, but it seemed like they were alluding that bounce music is what then kind of started the big booty music era that was coming out of Miami.
I love big booty music.
Current bounce music, a lot of it is booty, 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 booty. Like, that's what you hear a lot. A lot of talk about booty, a lot of reference to booty, a lot of booty on display and booty movements.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Wouldn't you put kitty kitty in that category? Here,
Yeah.
kitty kitty, here, kitty kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty kitty.
Early innovators, the bounce is a little bit more like intense and a little bit more driving.
I think there are variances of it. Yeah, I got to get through that episode so that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, it seems cool. But it's fascinating. I love those specials they do that talks about music and how, different cities have had such influence in what they're known for. And New Orleans is a great music city.
Big Frida commands a big paycheck. It's Pride Month right now, and so Big Frida is working the Pride circuit and makes probably like, I don't know, $50,000, $60,000 a show.
It's crazy.
'Cause I looked into it for Crawfish, and there's no way Crawfish could ever afford Big Frida. Big Frida is huge.
That's crazy. That's crazy. As you said, Big Booty Bounce Friday playlist for tomorrow, Kev. Okay, we can spike one in there. I got to go home and watch a little documentary to make sure I know what I'm talking about tomorrow. Yeah, we might be able to spike one in there, no doubt. In fact, any suggestions that you guys have, get them here. And let us know. Send us an email on it or something. So I need
like
to
the
hear more
stuff
on that.
Jbird's talking about. I like when it has a familiarity to put it into Free for All Fridays.
Yeah.
A lot of the bounce music people just don't know.
Even
But we can do
talk about them big old
Well,
legs.
that's not bounce, but that's good. That's great.
That's not
That's
bounce?
early origination of it. There's pieces of bounce in that, but that was before bounce was created.
Do I even know how to bounce? Do I even bounce?
Do you even bounce?
I guess
Good
not.
question, yeah. Yeah, we'll get one of those butt shaking songs in there tomorrow.
Early butt shaking is amazing.
Yeah. Christina said, can we bring back Throwback Thursday? I remember when you guys were back at your first radio station on Thursdays, you'd play throwback stuff. We kind of just do it now on Friday. I think it feels a little bit better. I love doing it on Friday. And so I don't know if we do a Throwback Thursday then Feel Good Friday, so that might be a bit much.
It's a lot
but
back to back.
It is a lot back to back. Yeah, we just kind of just shifted it to Friday instead of Thursday. But yeah, that was fun as well. I think also, too, I felt like the Throwback Thursday got a little played. Like everything. Remember when Facebook came out and everything was Throwback Thursday for a couple of years? I was like, I'm kind of tired of saying Throwback Thursday. So I think that's why we went to Friday. Plus, it was just weird because what would happen? I was psyched out. I was playing all this fun music, and I'd be like, "Oh, I got to do another show."
Shit, I'm drinking. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, what the hell? I gotta go back. What the hell is going on here, man? It's kind of crazy. This is a pretty interesting breakdown that Ryan had sent us here. He is talking a little bit about the current markets going on. And if you don't know, Miami is a big market for the cryptocurrency. I remember I was watching that show. It was based on crypto. It was pretty good a couple years ago. And I really hated it because I was getting the groove on. You know what? They didn't finish it. They ran out of money and then they didn't finish the show. And it ended with, what a cliffhanger. They had a dead body and they're trying to figure out what to do with it, and it ends. And then that's just it. They never made another episode of it. And it was really good. It was based in Miami and it had to do with crypto. And he said, I do finance stuff. He is down in Brickell. He said, I work in downtown Brickell near the financial district. And he said, it's really kind of crazy to see younger people and what's going on with finance right now and money. Talking a little bit about the GameStop stocks and the dumb money documentary or the movie, I'm sorry, that is on Netflix.
Yeah, I wish I understood all that because it's so fascinating that they're trying to upset the man and upset the system.
Yeah. He does talk a little bit of it, and I'll get to that just in a second. Maybe you can understand it a little bit more. But he was just saying, what is going on now is seeing these young people, and they have access to the markets unlike you used to. He said, you remember the movie Trading Places from 1983? They're in this limousine. They got a car phone. There's a computer monitor displaying the commodity of meat prices. There was a time where that was it. It was the millionaires that controlled the stocks. Regular people couldn't get in, or you had to go through somebody. But then they started coming up with all these apps. And then you started getting college students and normal people that were jumping into the stock market and buying stocks like crazy. And so you start seeing, weird things. And you start seeing kids now that get a ton of money pretty fast in their early 20s. And it's something now like out of 1980s Miami Vice. He said, for example, this one dude from Miami took a private Learjet to the Super Bowl and ran across the field shirtless, only to get banned permanently, and even made money betting he'd do it. And then the other guy I met with face and neck tattoos did very well last year, so he bought Lamborghinis in every color for his birthday simply because he wanted a Lambo Rainbow parked in the driveway of his mansion for people to see as they drove by.
Lambo Rainbow? That's amazing.
A Lambo Rainbow. And so the neighbors are like, no, this is messed up, dude. And they brought the HOA knocking, saying, yeah, you can't park those Lambos here. And he said, you know what? I have enough money. I'm going to start buying up the other houses. And they left him alone.
Wow.
And he really did. He said, these are your future business leaders right here. And he said it's going to be interesting to see if they flame out like NFL stars do. But he said, we had some people that jumped into the Dogecoin, the Bitcoin, and all that kind of stuff with the GameStop and Hertz in 2021. And now they don't have to work again ever. If they spend less than $250,000 a year, they're good until they're 80.
Whoa. And what if they take that money and reinvest it in sure things, like a lower rate of return?
That's what's crazy. Can they? They're still reckless. They're still in their 20s. And that's where, oh man, that itch.
Wow.
Let's try one more cowboy ride. Let's go big.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like Bird gets a little hammer, goes to the dog track and says, fuck it. Let's put the house up.
That's not my last ride.
Do not put your house up.
That would be my last ride.
Yeah, and so he sent in photos of some of these people, like, look at that guy. That's just all Bentleys, Rolls, fast cars, all that. He's in his 20s.
Wow.
He sent Mr. Beast, he just turned 26. Forbes says he's probably worth $500 million now. That's his 26th birthday. This is the YouTuber. And he's got one of those Tesla trucks, and probably, I think it's like maybe 26. So I'm guessing there's probably 25 Teslas, and then the Tesla truck would be 26.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what you get when you have that kind of wealth. That's the young wealth.
I'm working on a Tesla truck video because we were in one yesterday, me and Rocco.
Okay.
So Rocco did a tutorial to show everybody what the Tesla truck looks like on the inside.
Okay.
I think it's pretty badass.
Okay. Did I see that?
I haven't posted it yet.
So no.
So no, I'm still editing it.
I saw some kind of car.
I'm so bad at editing.
I'm bad at cars, clearly. So
all the young celebs want to get it. All I keep hearing is there are issues with it. They're having one glitch after another, but it's just so hot that you look so cool if you're in one of those crazy Tesla trucks.
All the celebrities have one, Kevin.
Yeah, everybody wants to jump on it. And so it is kind of a mad world, South Florida, with just what is going on with the Dogecoin, Bitcoins, young people doing the trading, influencers, which Miami is big for that. Because you look at Miami, it's beautiful. So there's so many places, and it looks cool when you're making videos and you're in Miami, right? Can you think, really, is there a better city other than L.A.?
Yeah, that's it.
To really L.A., Miami? Those are the two that just looked absolutely the coolest for influencers. So you've got a lot of people in their early 20s that are just making tons of cash.
Lambo Rainbow, Kevin.
Lambo Rainbow. How crazy is that?
I can't believe the HOA tried to shut that down. Like, what?
He said, you know what? Then I'm just going to buy all the other houses. And they're like, all right. And then
The
they backed off.
balls. Like, why can't you have a car in every color in your driveway? It's your fucking driveway.
Yeah.
Like, these HOAs.
So we're going to take another quick run at this, explaining what is called the short squeeze. So what happens is people wait for garbage company stock prices to hit rock bottom. Meanwhile, there are huge investment companies in New York City betting that they will go bankrupt. Kind of like you do sports betting.
Okay, so you're betting on GameStop to fail because you're watching the stock go down and
Yep.
down and down. Okay, so far I understand.
So what these kids do is they tell everyone to buy at once, and they jack up the prices. You communicate on YouTube, your social medias, whatever it might be, and that's how they get together. This is a new tool that they don't have. So the two things that are different, young people can buy stocks on their own, and they can all communicate and network and do a Reddit page and say, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to fuck up the market.
I love it.
So that's what's going on. They tell everybody at once to buy, jack up the prices, and then the investment companies, known as the hedge funds, they have to buy the stocks back at their current prices in massive quantities. And that drives the prices up even further. They're contractually obligated to buy it back at a certain price, even if it's extremely high. So the early investors are the ones getting rich, and everyone who buys on the way up will eventually get burned during the mass sell-off. So you play with fire, you get burned, and that's what's happening.
So you know when to buy it when it's its lowest.
Yeah, and these people, that's the part I didn't understand. They're contractually obligated. Be like, you already bought, so you got to buy it back at this price. And you're like, fuck, man, they coordinated together, and now I'm stuck. I have to buy it, and they drove the price way up, and I just got fucked.
That's so cool. They should do a movie about this.
Call it dumb money.
I want to. Oh, is there already a movie about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I should watch it because I really want to understand this. I love flipping the script on the man.
Yeah.
Dumb co-host.
Dumb money. Let me write that one down.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch that.
Yeah. Okay. That's fascinating. Thank you for the explanation.
Yes, thank you. It only took 8 times for me to get it.
Okay, there you go. That's what happens.
Now I got it.
Now she's got it.
So lost.
You don't get it?
No, I'm there.
You were fixing a drink. I saw you. Kevin was talking and he was making a cocktail.
No, I
Yeah.
was not. I was not making a cocktail.
Whatever.
I was adjusting my ice.
Is that what they're calling it? I'm going to be adjusting my ice this weekend, Kev.
That's not. Fuck this.
Now, talking about driving up the prices, this is interesting here because we got an email from somebody who wants to remain anonymous. So they wanted to say, I just got my marijuana medical license, and the doctor told me vote no on Florida being a recreational marijuana state. He said, what will happen if we become that the taxes will be increased a lot and it'll make the product cost more for the consumer. So she wants to know what producer Denny's thoughts are on this. Is it true?
No?
Vote no on recreational marijuana in Florida. She said, is this true or is the doctor just blowing smoke to keep making money himself?
Yeah, you got to look at somebody's agenda, and if it's tied to their money, I don't trust them. I trust Denny's.
So I wonder, could you have it where people in the medical marijuana field are rooting for it to lose because they would stand to lose a ton of business, and they might be lying to their clients saying to vote no. So right now, it's not going to pass as is. So if you have people within the marijuana community saying vote no, I would imagine it's definitely not going to pass. Is that true, Denny? Do you know anything about this?
I would just say from being in Colorado when it passed, and they originally passed medical and then went to recreational, kind of all in the same time frame. And they had the medical at first, and people were worried about the same exact thing. But I don't think it's going to affect it. A lot of the grow places that provide the product, I mean, they're going to provide it to both of them. It's not going to hurt their business. Plus, a lot of the dispensaries will just turn into a half recreational, half medical. There are benefits to having the medical over the recreational. The taxing is going to be a lot different on the two. So it will be more expensive if you buy it recreationally.
Okay, yeah. Grant said that recreational marijuana is taxed at a higher rate in other states than medical marijuana.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, it's done differently. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to – I would say to vote yes on it if you're trying to get it. I could see maybe doctors not wanting it because maybe then they won't get as much clientele. I would
doing
think
the exam.
I'd say it'd be more
that.
on the medical side would be against it, just because then maybe they don't have to go through the medical exam in order to be prescribed it. They could get it recreationally, so that would cut them out of the equation.
But the dispensary would
don't
still
think-
make the money.
Yeah, they're not
It's
gonna
just
be-
the doctor that would make less. So
That's what I'm
you,
saying.
You can't trust that guy who has a direct consequence from it going recreational.
But I have friends in Colorado who, even though it is recreational, are still medical. A lot of my friends are still medical because, for one, the pricing is much better. I mean, you do have to go for an exam, just like you would for any prescription.
But you're talking about a lifetime commitment to buying this product.
Yes.
You will save money in the long run.
I mean, you save it quickly. And if you buy it recreationally, it's great. I mean, for people who come to visit for tourism, they can buy it here. That'd be a big draw. But
they get
people,
Jbird's money in Portland.
well, it could also,
Every time.
recreational could actually help medical if they think about it, because what if somebody tries it on a whim because it's not illegal, and then they go, oh, snap, this really does work. Why don't I look into the medical benefits of this?
True.
So, I mean, it could technically, if you're thinking more farsighted, it could actually, I don't think it hurt Colorado at all. So I think they were concerned about it, but I mean, it's medical's just as big there as it is recreationally.
KJ said that doctor just knows not as many people will come in for a card.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're cutting them out, maybe I could see the medical community not liking it as much because they lose out on a doctor visit. But I think if you look at it in the wider scheme, you could actually potentially get more clients.
Okay.
Totally, because then they want to be medical so they can save,
Well,
and
like
they
you-
realize it has medicinal properties.
Well, think about Kevin's stated that, yeah, you got to go get a doctor visit. You got to pay money annually. You have to do a follow-up checkup halfway through the year, which you can do on the phone. But that's a couple hurdles that a lot of people who aren't that interested in it aren't going to do. But if it's recreational, you can just pick it up. Your friend grabs it. You try it at a house.
If I'm driving home and on a whim, and the queen's like, you know what, let's pop off, and I'll be like, all right, let's do it. Let me find something I can do.
It kind of increases the chances of a person coming across it and enjoying it that maybe never would have tried
Hassle's
it.
keeping me out of the game.
You're gonna be horny as shit.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, bend
the
over.
queen's going to turn him down.
I'd always just say, if anyone's trying it, then you just get be horny and lonely.
You still be horny as shit though.
Does weed make you horny?
It can.
It can, yeah. I mean, depending.
Depending.
I mean, a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of weed.
Mixed in
Definitely.
With, mixed with a blowjob. It's all, it makes you.
But enough about you and Denny's weekend.
Annihilator made a comment, said this amendment will allow more dispensaries and competition in the market.
It's true. One thing that happens, and I saw it in Colorado, this is something that will happen, is you'll see a lot more people getting into the business. Any business that starts, whatever the business, each year there's the thing. Remember when it was vaping was like the big moneymaker?
Right.
You get a humongous saturation of that always because everyone's jumping on it. But I mean, a lot of those will maybe fall by the wayside or die out, and then the main competitors will stay there.
So many vape
But-
places. Oh my god.
But it's just, it's how it is. Anytime something's successful, people are always going to jump on that bandwagon.
Remember when we got a bunch of Greek restaurants?
Yep. Greek was the new Italian.
It was in this area at one point. There were so many Greek restaurants opening up all at the same time. It felt like.
Cool
Yep.
thing for consumer, though, is prices go down a lot when there's a lot of people. So in Colorado, when it was booming, man, you could get the lowest prices on product I've ever seen because so many people had it. It was so saturated.
So it seems almost the opposite of what this doctor's saying. That it would
I
drive
just-
the prices up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of factors. Locationally, maybe it's different in Florida. I just feel like with tourism, which I don't think Colorado necessarily had as much as Florida does.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I feel like it's just going to make so much money.
One comment, Harlem World, a couple of people have said this, is about the smell of weed everywhere. I said, who wants to smell weed everywhere they go, even as a smoker? And the one thing I would say, I'm all about you having your own personal liberties, but for me, my own thought process always stops when you're intruding on someone else. And to me, I think that you can legalize it, it's all good, smoke it, but there's still designated areas. It doesn't mean that now I can just be rogue and smoking weed everywhere I want.
And think of it like kind of like alcohol. I mean, you can't just walk the streets and
Right.
drink alcohol.
I think it should
Say
be the same way with
alcohol is as obnoxious to have publicly.
Wait, you can't walk the streets and drink alcohol?
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. You shouldn't be going to a store and just blowing weed smoke everywhere. It would be the equivalent of you smoking a cigarette in front of people.
We're pro weed and we're against that.
I don't wanna
We don't
smoke.
want
Right.
people. That gives people. It gives it a bad whole.
I agree, and I think
stigma.
that needs to be it. It's like, okay, to me, I'm like, you have your own liberties to do and make your choices, but not when it infringes on somebody else. And not everybody does want to smell that or have it blown in their face.
For sure. No,
And I
you're
think
right.
as things advance and develop, smoking's almost. I mean, a lot of people still like smoking, but it's kind of changed. It's become a lot of vaping, tinctures, drops. It's kind
That
of
would be
changed
my
a
world.
lot.
Yeah, I can't
Edibles.
smoke, so
I don't
would be-
imagine later generations are going to smoke it. I think it's going to turn into something completely different.
And ultimately, that's better for you, right? I mean, it's still not good bringing in something to your lungs and releasing it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We never said it did.
No.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying.
I think
that.
I think they've deemed it.
and that's why I'd be a tincture guy. I think.
Yeah, I think drops are pretty much. I think the future is going to be liquids.
What
People are
does,
just gonna-
what does tincture mean?
Tincture is it's got that eyedropper, and you drip so if you get a water bottle, they'll put 2 drops in the water bottle, and it'll give you
Or
kind
for
of like
me, tequila.
yeah. If you drop
Yeah.
it, if you put it in a
What
mixed
cocktail
drink,
that will be.
I mean, that's how you
That's
party.
where the world's
That's how
going.
you party.
That's how you party.
I say that's what you do. Just make the ultimate drink. It's tincture drops.
That's how you party.
If it does go recreational legal, would we be closer to getting a dirty hippie strain or product or something?
I think at that point there'd be a lot of people. So I would imagine.
Because that's how you guys make your retirement money, just so you know.
So the regulations to grow marijuana currently in Florida, I'm sure, is very strict, and there's only a certain amount of people that have qualified and are doing it. But if it moves recreationally, that would change a lot of how that's done. Then there'd be a lot more people in the game, and I'd imagine, then there'd be more hands available to make strains.
Show me
Yeah.
a duo in South Florida that could sell more tinctures.
We are the low budget Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
You kind of are the new generation of Cheech and Chong.
I would love to push some products.
To say when.
If you guys can give double birds to radio and just walk away with a fat stack of cash.
If I got a ton of, I would want to stay in radio and then make us.
Yeah, you
just-
promote it.
I'm
It's free
being
promotion.
silly. I'm being foolish. But you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying.
I hear you.
You'll have a little fuck you money, which is always nice.
Yeah, hey.
I want fuck you.
We all want a Rainbow Lambo.
Rainbow
Yeah,
Lambo.
Rainbow Lambo.
That's the dream.
Yep.
You
Well,
guys could do that.
if you're looking at the KVJ TV audience, about 80% are into legalizing. 21% are saying no, just keep it at medical only.
That sounds about right to me.
If only that was the real voting numbers.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just it, and it's got to be there. I think it's 60% is what it has to meet, and I think it was really low.
And we
Like not even close to 60. Maybe it was 48% or something like that. It was a good
It's tough. And
good clip away from getting to that 60%.
and keep in mind we have a very green friendly chat room.
It's a little
Yeah.
loose, you know, just KVJ Nation in general is a little more loose.
Well, I'd say South Florida is probably looser than North Florida.
totally.
I think North Florida thinks of marijuana a lot differently.
He's right.
No doubt.
We are so jaded, or not jaded, but just kind of in our own little bubble. When you get into different areas, there are people who are still massively against weed.
Well, you don't have the right perspective here because where we are, this is where the Democrats are primarily. Now it's growing a little bit more because I keep seeing these Trump parades going on. They have one on Palm Beach the other day. But yeah, right now, I think it's the Republicans have 900,000 more voters in the state. But down here, you wouldn't necessarily know, especially if you're in like Broward or Palm Beach, because Democrats still crush. So yeah, you drive, go a little north, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what happened? And it's completely different.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to judge down here because we got a lot of freedoms. Well, we noticed when we went to Ohio how different it was, just like walking to another land.
My area where I'm from, it's heavily Republican, very conservative.
Shitty ass pizza.
I've lived in Florida
Can't find
so
a
long.
fucking-
Yeah, y'all should vote for some good pizza in Ohio. Obviously, that hasn't passed yet.
They're voting positive thumbs up. They love it. It matches their palate. If you walked around and talked about how shitty that pizza was, you'd probably wind up in a fight.
Oh yeah.
It made a national fucking poll.
And
Yeah.
don't wind up in that fight because you're going to lose.
No, that's not the town to go fight.
The shittiest pizza on the planet made a national poll as Ohio's best.
Yeah,
Damn.
fighting words in that town. Yeah,
Everyone loved that place.
They did.
The
It was
locals-
spoken.
The Lokies loved it.
yeah, they do. They do. All right, well, thank you for all the great emails. A lot of good information. Always send them in to us. Mail at kvjshow.com. One more day to the weekend. It's all going down. Well, Feel Good Friday tomorrow as well, and the free for all. We got a lot of fun stuff to do, so we'll see you back here tomorrow to do it all.